Episode 8 Universal Applicability of Gita. Hello friends, Shrikant Soman here. I am your fellow traveler in this incredible life journey on our beautiful planet Earth. We are discussing on the subject of rediscovering Gita for the modern world. This is based on the epic book by Sri Aurobindo, Essays on Gita. Let us continue from the previous discussion. Where does Gita stand in the light of the above discussions? Universal applicability of Gita. In the Gita, there is very little that is merely local or temporal. Its spirit is so large, profound and universal that even this little thing, which is local or temporal, can easily be universalized. This is achieved without reducing the value or violating the principle of the core essence of its teaching. On the other hand, this process of widening the scope from its original country and epoch to the present-day humanity across all the religions and nations results in adding depth, truth and power to the teaching. Very often we find this principle explicitly stated in the Gita itself. There are clear hints in the Gita that an idea which is local or limited can be universalized. Examples of the universal applicability of Gita. Yadnya. Take for example the ancient Indian system and the idea of Yadnya as an interchange between gods and men. In India itself, this system and idea has been practically obsolete for a long period of time. It is no longer a living system to the general human mind. However, if we closely study the meaning of the word Yadnya, we find in it a very subtle figurative and symbolic sense. Gods. Similarly, the conception of gods is very little local or mythological. It is entirely cosmic and philosophical. This makes it easy for us to accept both the words of Yadnya and gods as practical facts of psychology, general law of nature. We can now apply these concepts to the modern conception of interchange between life and life, ethical sacrifice and self-giving. This will result in widening and deepening these concepts. We can cast over them a more spiritual aspect. We can put a light of a profounder and more far-reaching truths. Chaturvarna. Similarly, the following concepts may at first sight seem to be local and temporal but need not and should not be used in that time-imprisoned, restricted manner. Idea of action according to the Shastra. The fourfold order of society, Chaturvarna, erroneously mistaken as caste system. The allusion to the relative position of the four orders. Comparative spiritual disabilities of the Shudras and women. If we interpret these concepts in their exact literal and a very narrow sense, then they do not become of any value for universal application and spiritual depth. Their validity for mankind at large gets severely restricted. Old box with a diamond. Let us take an example. We have received a very old and ancient box in long heredity. This box has become very old, shabby, and mutilated due to the passage of time. In our stupid ignorance, we do not bother to open the box and discover the timeless treasure of a precious diamond in it. Instead, we then throw away this box thinking that it is of no use to us today. In this process, we lose a timeless treasure of a precious diamond. Similarly, we need to look behind these concepts to understand the true spirit and sense of them. We should not restrict our interpretation to the local name and temporal institution. When we thus look deep behind these concepts, we realize that here too the sense is deep and true. The spirit is philosophical, spiritual and universal.